over on the grid with Will Green. Will, how's your day been going?
It's not been a great day as I crashed in heat 1, but I won the second heat, so I'm starting quite far back, but hopefully I can get a good start and get towards the front of the grid.
So a bit of a redemption drive for you in this final. What's your mindset? How do you think you're going to make those positions?
Just hopefully not make too many mistakes and keep my eyes forward and get as far as forward as I can.
Best of luck to you, Will. We'll see you a bit later on. Also want to catch up with Finley Lyons. Finn, absolutely stellar performances today. Just the overtaking has been absolutely incredible by this young driver. Finn, just a quick word. How are you feeling ahead of this final?
I'm feeling confident. I feel like I can easily get to front and put a fight for the win.
Great to hear from you. Best of the luck. We'll see how easy that is for Finley. But we'll go up to Andrew to introduce this race.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Indeed, the last race of the weekend. We've had 40 of them so far here at PF International. And we'll have race 41, the last one of the weekend, up shortly. Time to go racing for the final time this weekend at PF International Kart Circuit in Lincolnshire. It is the round 2 final for Miami Water Swift for the 2024 Wera Tools British Kart Championships. The grid, a really talented one, 28 drivers qualified automatically through to it. Here's how they look. Austin Newstead and Zdeněk Babicek on the front row of the grid. George Clark and George House start on row number 2. Colby Patterson and Teddy Porter form an all Ollie Rowland Motorsport row number 3. Jarlath Sayer and Jensen Ackerman start on the 4th row of the grid. Freddie Wood and Sukwani Kira on the podium yesterday in the round 1 final start on row number 5. Blair Smith and Harley Musk go from row 6. Finley Lyons starts on row 7, is joined by Henry Clark. They are ahead of Max Mason and Will Green. Will Green, who won the final in Italy in Miami Euro Series 1 a week ago. Row 9, Grayson Wortley and Luca Narroway on that one. James Nolan and Christian Kobe start on row number 10. Mason Brooks won the race in the final from 14th on the grid yesterday. Can he do it from 21st on the grid? We'll find out. He starts on row 11 alongside Ian Carey. Aryan Nair and Harry Williams go from row number 12. Cooper Snedden and Callum Graham start on row 13. Knight Measures and Andy Stewart through into the final start on row 14. Here are your qualifiers from the repechage earlier on this afternoon. Charlie Clough and Aaron Singh start on row 15. Xavi Fonch and Pato Medina on row number 16. The 34 kart field is completed by Jonty Restrick and Sophie Campbell. So one last race of this mega double header weekend to kick things off for the Miami classes of the 2024 Wera Tools British Kart Championships. Can Austin Newstead take victory here from pole position, or is it going to be one of the 33 others? We're away and racing, and it's a great start for Zdeněk Babicek, straight into the lead of the race from second on the grid. Winding up now onto the bridge for the first time in this one. All looking good so far. Sweeping downhill now towards hairpin number 1. Oh, one of the Fusions running a bit wide there. I think that might be Sukhmani Kira. Yes, it is. A good start for Sukhmani Kira. Here goes Newstead for the lead. Back to the front goes Austin Newstead down the inside of Zdeněk Babicek into hairpin number 1. Babicek responding back down the inside through hairpin number 2 to keep second place. Teddy Porter's had a great start as well. The number 66 is up to third place. Jensen Ackerman is 4th. Well, we don't often say this on a first lap here at PF, but that's a great start for a number of drivers on the outside into the first corner. Babicek, Porter and Ackerman, 2nd, 6th and 8th is where they started. and they've all at least held position or gone forward. End of lap number 1 then. It's BMR's Austin Newstead at the front of the field. Babicek P2, Porter P3, Ackerman and Patterson completing the top 5. As I said, a good start for Sukhmani Kira. She's up to 6th place in the number 9. Good start for Finley Lines as well. Has gained 6 places and is up to 7th. So the drivers heading down towards hairpin number 1. Is Babicek going to go for a move? Of course, Zdeněk Babicek is going to go for a move through straight into the lead. That's what you need to do in this class. You can't afford to have time where you think about a move and maybe not go for it. Got to get down that inside and make your overtake. Throw it to the other drivers to challenge you for your lead. Zdeněk Babicek's had a solid start to things in Europe. Had a strong run through the first round of Miami Euro Series. Had flashes of speed as well last weekend in Franciacorta as part of the dominant group of drivers at the front of the order in Franciacorta who all race here in the Vera Tools British Kart Championships, showing that really in a European sense, it's a British Kart Championships, it's a national championship level, but this almost does race like a European race. Such is the level of driver here in this championship. Babicek through onto the straight down towards hairpin number 1, just at the back of this group there. Through goes Kira on Ackerman. That down the inside is Colby Patterson for 3rd place, going past Austin Newstead. Finley Lines on the outside now. Just lifts off a bit, switches back to the inside. Oh, that is wonderful from Finley Lines. Well read. He's just not quite got enough speed to get up past Austin Newstead, but that was a really good try from Finley Lines. Knew he was going to be in a bit of trouble on the outside. Just lifted off the throttle, tucked back underneath, did the switchback. Just didn't quite have enough pace off of the corner to make it fully work, but he holds there in 5th place, doesn't fall any further back, which can often be the risk if you're on the outside through hairpin number 2. End of lap number 3, Babicek leads, Porter P2, Patterson 3rd. What does this do for the early stages of the championship? 8 rounds this year for the Miami Water Swift class, this being the final for round 2. If things were to finish as they are right now, your leader of the championship leaving Lincolnshire this evening would be the driver who's just set the fastest lap of the race, 1:03.44. Jarlath Say would have a 4-point lead over Sukhmani Kira in 2nd place in the championship. Colby Patterson would be 3rd, just a further 3 points further back. It would be close, it would be tight. I'm going to make a prediction here, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully it's in the 10% of correct predictions from this commentary box. This is going to be the closest category throughout the course of 2024 across IAMI's platform of classes, because every single time I've seen these drivers race, whether it be here in the UK or elsewhere, it's been a different driver coming to the fore, even across the course of weekends. You can never confidently predict who's going to be the winners of these races, which is keeping things close and competitive. Well, the winner from last week in Franciacorta, Will Green, has just set the fastest lap of the race. Down the inside there, that is Babicek retaking the lead of the race in the number 35, but it's under a lot of pressure here. 3 wide Finley Lines on the outside here. Oh, it's all getting a little bit close through hairpin number 1. Jensen Ackerman, unfortunately, has lost a few positions in all of that. Sukhmani Kira has come through. George House, I think, is on the scene. George Clark as well. Had a great time qualifying early today, did George Clark for the ONS Racing team. Another team joining the battle here at the front of Miami Water Swift, with the likes of Fusion, with the likes of Ollie Rowland Motorsport and Synergy and BRM. It really is setting up to be a fascinating season, and there's still a lot of way to go in this fascinating final. End of lap number 5. Patterson there in 2nd place behind Babicek. Is there going to be an opportunity to get down the inside? Yes, there is. And Colby Patterson, the Colby Patterson of the 2024, is always going to go for that move. Just a little bit of overspeed off of the corner though, and Babicek is able to get back in, but look at the train. Look at the train all the way down to, I think, 10th place. Colby Patterson's looking to the outside now. He's going to lose out. Again, it's tricky to go around the outside there through hairpin number 1. There's not a lot of grip off the racing line in normal conditions on a hot, uncharacteristic May weekend when a lot of rubber has gone down here this weekend and last. It's even tougher. Babicek still leads though. Newstead is now up to second place. Porter there in third. Will Green is in this train. They're in fifth place. Finley Lines just behind. Jarlath Sayer and Sakmani Kira, the lead Fusion Motorsport drivers in this race. It is a pack. I think it runs all the way back to Blair Smith in 12th place who are part of this. Do you know what? Let's throw Jensen Ackerman in there as well. 13 drivers. Oh, it's out of the race is the number 39 of Andy Stewart. I think there's been a technical problem there for the young lady from Northern Ireland. Did fantastically to get through to the final direct. Missed out yesterday through the repechage. Hopefully we'll be able to get back in this race. Races with her brother Johnston Stewart as well. Great to have the contingent from Northern Ireland over here this weekend. 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Lines down the inside of Patterson. That is for fifth place. Finley Lines, who's been a real force to be reckoned with in the Rotax categories. We'll see them next weekend at Lark Hall. All of the action can be followed over Saturday and Sunday across the Motorsport UK platform of channels. Plenty more racing to go here for the final race of the day in Miami Water Swift. Still Zdeněk Babicek leading, but crucially now, it's a group of two clear of the rest of the field by around half a second. This is good stuff from Babicek and Newstead. They can start to work together to know, yeah, this is going to be the best way of booking your way onto the podium. And the decision of whether it's first or second, that'll come to the last couple of laps of this race. So the rest of them, they've got to stop fighting. Not that they are fighting right now, they are doing exactly the right thing. They're staying in line to try and close in, and it's Will Green who's come to the front of this group. Will Green and Finley Lines. Oh, as Lines has a mistake. Well, a rare mistake there. Got caught on the curb on driver's left. Did very well to save it there. Loses a couple of positions. But my, oh my, what a moment there for Finley Lines. No change at the front of the order. Don't worry, Zdeněk Babicek is still at the front of the field. There with the yellow and green helmet. There's just been a maybe slight lapse for the transponder there on the TEPS Racing machine. But he's been caught. Then Will Green is driving across the gap here. This is very impressive again from Will Green. Second in the championship last year, of course. Champion Jesse Phillips has stepped up to X30 Junior. So naturally, that brings a lot of attention into a new season. There's the number 24 and the 66. That's Colby Patterson and Teddy Porter switching positions for sixth place. The question for me here is, if Will Green can catch overtake, can the other two, and I know there's a lot of ifs in there, be able to respond back straight away? Because what we saw in Italy last week for Miami Euro Series was when Will Green hits the front, he has this tendency to drive away, has very good race management skills that keep getting stronger and stronger across the course of 2024. So I think for Babicek and Newstead right now, they've got to keep working together. They've got to keep line astern. It's too early at the moment to start fighting over the race win, because that could bring Will Green back into play, and that means neither of them could get the race win, and it could be someone from further back, such as Will Green, such as Finley Lines, who skips through to take the race victory. Through the Fullerton S's on lap number 10. Will Green really strong in the corners, you feel. That is where the Jamie Green Racing team have done a magnificent job getting this kart tuned to Will Green's racing style. A lot of work's gone in over the last few weeks, and it really is starting to show. It is now a group of three at the front of the field. Babicek, Newstead, Green. 1, 2, 3. Fastest driver on the circuit, though, is the driver in fourth place. Finley Lines has just done the fastest lap of the race so far, a 62.90. and has got some help from behind in the shape of Jarlath Sayer. Out of the race, I think it says Cooper Snedden. Cooper Snedden in the Evolve number 18 was got back onto the circuit, but is out of contention, unfortunately. Green down the inside, goes for second place and has got it. Quick check over the shoulder to see there's no return attack at the moment from Austin Newstead. 30 seconds to go. Great opportunity now for Babicek. There's a bit of a gap. This is similar to what we've just talked about in the senior final with Freddie Lloyd as the number 33 of Pato Medina is out of the race. That's on the cut through. That's on the old layout before the extension there. So that's in a safe position for everybody out there. Pato Medina is out of the kart and just stood behind the barrier at the moment. So that's good to see. Penultimate lap of the race. Finley Lyons has now joined the pack, and in fact Jarlath Sayer is now part of the pack. Five-way battle for the lead in the final here in Miami Water Swift. Babicek still at the front of it. Green though searching for another victory in this category. Lyons round the outside. What a brave move that is. He's holding himself in there. It didn't quite work. He's still there in 5th. Patterson's getting involved. Porter's getting involved. Blair Smith is now part of the party as well. Will Green down the inside takes the lead of the race away from Zdeněk Babicek. This is the danger moment now for the rest of the field. When Will Green has hit the front in the last couple of weeks, he is gone. He has disappeared up the road. He's got one more lap to take victory here today in round 2. He had wins yesterday in the heats, but it wasn't his kind of final. He fell back in that final. We're on to the final lap. Finley Lyons has got through as well, I think into 3rd place as we run up round the bowl for the last time rather. Move for 2nd place. This is good news for Will Green because the opportunities to take his lead away are disappearing for the rest of the order. Babicek is still there in 2nd place. I think it's one of the ORMs that's come through. Lyons is going to try it again round the outside for 3rd place. Holds it there in 4th. They're all fighting for 2nd place now. Will Green is ticking the corners off. It's not going to give him the championship lead. Well, it might give him the championship lead today, depending on how all of this on your screen sorts itself out, because Jarlath Sayer is there in 5th place right now into the last couple of corners. What a race this has been from Miami Water Swift. Will Green is going to take victory on a Sunday for the 2nd week in a row. He did it in Franciacorta last week. He's done it at PF International this week and wins round 2 of the Wera Tools British Kart Championships in Miami Water Swift. A brilliant victory for Will Green and Jamie Green Racing. And he goes to 2nd place in the championship as well. Babicek P2, Porter on the podium, Austin Newstead P4, Jarlath Sayer 5th. A good final for Jarlath Sayer. Sayer is your championship leader, leaving Lincolnshire this evening by 4 points. Finley Lyons P6, Blair Smith P7, Colby Patterson, Mason Brooks and Harry Williams in the top 10. Another great drive there from Mason Brooks. Another 12 positions gained. Just a little bit too far back on the grid today to repeat the heroics of 24 hours ago. Harry Williams as well. Up 14 spots. Sakmani Kira, another top 15 in 11th place. Jensen Ackerman, George House, Harley Musk and George Clark all in that top 15. Max Mason, Christian Kobe, Henry Clark, Knight Measures and Freddie Wood in the top 20. Aryan Singh was the top rookie home in 21st place ahead of Luca Naraway. Aryan Nair in 23rd. John T. Restrick 24th and Ian Carey the 2nd of the rookies there. A good run for the privateer. From the Republic of Ireland, Callum Graham, Charlie Clough, Sophie Campbell, James Nolan, the last of the finishers, 29 of them, 5 retirements, Cooper Snedden, Pato Medina, Savi Fonge, Andy Stewart and Grayson Wortley. Well, Zdeněk Babicek goes onto the scales there. A really good weekend for Zdeněk Babicek. And great to have him here, of course, in the Wera Tools British Kart Championships. Hope we get to see Zdeněk Babicek across the course of the season. The next race for these drivers, the weekend of the 7th to the 9th of June at Wilton Mill. Further rounds at Shennington at the end of July, and then a trip to Three Sisters as well in September, which, well, if you enjoyed that one, ladies and gentlemen, some of the circuits on that calendar can be slipstream fests at times, which is normally for this kind of class produces some very, very cool racing. There is your winner. He did it 1 week ago in Italy, where he really took the race by the scruff of the neck, beat off all the other teams, and he's done so again here for round 2 of this year's Veratal's British Kart Championships. Will Green is definitely in the mix for a championship campaign again this year. Has a little congratulations there with Ilyas Sami, his teammates, and the crew as well. Can be very, very proud of that effort, can Will Green. And a big bounce back from 24 hours ago. I don't think it was the final that Will Green would have enjoyed yesterday, having taken 2 heat wins. Looked really good to get the win in round 1. Wasn't his day. Isn't always your day when you race to the extent of Will Green, but it was here in round 2. Let's go down to Nicole to get the thoughts of our winner.
What a race from our minis there, 16th to 1st for Will Green. Will, we caught up with you on the grid beforehand. You said you had a lot of work to do but felt confident. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm really happy with that one. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest, but yeah, I'm very happy.
You're happy, we could see your mechanic was happy, Jamie Green Racing happy. Can you tell us a little bit about, though, your move on Babachek?
Yeah, I just got the run coming out of the second ep, and I had the momentum to be able to go in, and I was able to do so. And then for that move, I was able to get the gap, and it just went from there.
Well, congratulations, and we're really looking forward to seeing what you get up to for the rest of the championship. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for this weekend?
Kart Republic, Aventus Power, Jamie Green Racing, and my mechanic James.
Congratulations, Will. We'll see you on the podium. Absolutely action-packed racing from all classes, as well as the minis. We'll throw up to some highlights to re-watch some of that. Up to you.
Indeed, for the second day in a row, the winner of the Miami Water Swift final came from the midfield of the pack. Let's see how Will Green did it. It was a good start for Zdeněk Babachek from the outside of row 1, taking the lead. A couple of drivers off towards the back of the field, running off the bridge for the first time. It's always about efficiency in these races. If you are in the middle of the pack, start charging through the order. And that's what numerous drivers did in this race, with Babachek holding the line at the front of the field. No driver ever really broke away across the course of this one. A couple of changes back and forth with the lead, with the likes of Colby Patterson and Austin Newstead in there as well. It's quite early on that we had Will Green come through the field. Bit of a scary moment there for Finley Lyons, getting caught on the curb on the exit of Bobby Game Corner. Cooper Snedden had problems, fell out of the race, unfortunately, but was one of the 5 or 6 retirements in this one. But for Babachek, kept pushing at the front of the order, was good value for his lead, but with all of them very sensibly keeping their racing heads on. That move, what a great move by Will Green into the Fullerton S's. Brave one to pull off. And like we saw last week in Miami Racing in the Euro Series, once he hits the front, he just pushes away. He has that almost unique ability to do so and takes the race win. Final race, final of the weekend. It's time for our top 3 in Miami Water Swift. Again, our top mechanic also receiving a medal for their efforts. Let's start with our driver in 3rd place. Please welcome to the stage, in great form in 2024, driver number 74 for BMR, Austin Newstead. Well done, mate. Really good. In second place today in Miami Water Swift, please welcome driver number 66 for Oliver Rowland Motorsport. It's Teddy Porter. And to your winner, he won 1 week ago in Franciacorta. He's come home and taken round 2 of this year's Wera Tools British Kart Championships. Please welcome your winner in Miami Water Swift, driver number 2 for Jamie Green Racing, Will Green.
Hello, Will. Good stuff.
And of course, please welcome to the podium the winning mechanic for today in Miami Water Swift, James Saunders.
Well done, James.
Thank you. Cheers, thank you.
No worries.
Ladies and gentlemen, for one last time, your top 3 in Miami Water Swift. Big round of applause, please.